Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Oh yeah, we got music. We got sound. We got vision. We got Windows 32 API. Yes. Oh yeah. Right, in the last stream, we attempted to create a window. And we couldn't run it. And I was doing the cleanup from, post stream. After every stream, I do a cleanup of the code. And I got halfway through the cleanup and thought, no, I'll do an extra stream on this because, yeah. I wanted to make the window usable. And also, we're up to the stage where we can put message events in. So, yeah, here I am. Let's have a look at that cleanup. Right, so the cleanup session went along the lines of me looking through the code and finding out, hold on a minute, this didn't go exactly to plan. What needs to be done? Well, we're using the window. Did I clean up anything here? No, that was okay. That code was alright. So this is how I do it. I go through every single file and I have a look. Oh! We had to clean up something on Clippy. Module inception. What does that mean? That means that window, the submodule, or part of the module, is the same name as the directory that it's in. And that's not a good idea. So that needs cleaning up, because I don't really want to be putting in things like this, because that's cheating. That has to be addressed. In the modules here, nothing changed. No, that's fine. Under types, I added atom, the public type atom here, because I found out I made a mistake. Yeah. And allow Clippy uppercase acronyms. I had to put that in to stop it complaining that these are in uppercase. And that's staying in. You need the pling. So it's a hash pling, so it affects the whole file. If it's just a hash, it only affects whatever comes after it. That's basics of what I found out with that. Yeah. Rust doesn't like uppercase acronyms or uppercase naming conventions, especially on types. So we popped that one in just to stop it from hiding the real problems. Under libs, yeah, there we go. That's the atom that I missed. Yeah, nobody called it out on stream, but hey ho, I missed it. So that's been added in. Alright. Under functions, again, Clippy, uppercase acronyms, it doesn't like them, so we'll put it in. Events, I finally got around to adding this. We're coming back to this in a second. Under the window, I added it in. So, yeah. This is the problem line that I had, so I couldn't run the program. So I've just put in a Win32 event window procedure. We don't actually include it. Oh, we do. Good. Win32 events. So I've put it in there. That's fine. That's fine. So it is the events that we're after today. But this is bad. There you go. It's bad. So I stopped and thought, I'll show you how I deal with something like this. What it's complaining about is the fact that it's not doing anything. Yeah. So really, we don't need any of this. So let's just get rid of it. So we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Just format the document. There we go. That's the result. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think we're okay. Better with that. Just simplify it down. Is the answer. Okay. And we've gotten rid of all of the clippy problems. So we've got clean code again. All it wanted me to do was just not mess about in here and just return that value. What is this doing? Our window procedure is doing nothing. It's taking the parameters and just passing them back to the operating system. That's the operating system. Def window proc wide. I'm just saying I'm not dealing with them. Operating system, you deal with the messages. So what is the window procedure? The window procedure itself is the operating system saying, hey, I've got these messages for your window that you've created. Here they are, type of thing. And we're supposed to do things with them. And we will do things with them. And that's the basics of that. We are going to be doing Win32 event today. I didn't know whether I could put it inside the structure on the implementation. I'm experimenting here to see whether I can make a Win32 event system. I've got a few ideas on how to do it. It's all experimental. This might have to be taken out of here and placed back outside, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The actual window code itself is awful. One of the things that I always say is never mix your data with your functionality. And that's exactly what we've done. So we've got our functionality here, and we've also got our data. Yeah, that's got to stop. So we'll be doing that today as well. Could do it now, actually. Does it work? That's a good point. Just watch the screen very, very carefully. Yeah, it worked. Ow. It's a bit of a flashbang, but it worked. We got a window. Yeah, it's our program doesn't run for very long. So yeah, about that. We could keep it on the screen, but no need to at this point. Really? This is awful. You shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. I want to alter this quickly, but it's not a quick thing, is it? What we have here is create window. So we've got a window class. What we didn't do was put in a function window class. I'm going to put in window create. start it all off with a window. I'm not sure I like that idea. Let's just call it create window. And this is going to cause problems. So this create window stuff here. Display window on the screen. Are we going to keep that in there? That's probably going to move, isn't it? I'm not sure about that one though. We'll take it. We'll take it out for now. This is going to cause mayhem. So, what do we need here? Yeah, I don't really like this display thing here. It really isn't part of create window, is it? We haven't got any error checking in. Okay. Whatever. There's your problem. We need a class name and we need the handle instance. Straight away. Handle instance and class name. Mute C void. Alright. I don't like this mute C void hanging around either. And it's under the handle instance. I think I'm going to change that. To H instance. Okay. So we're going to need the class name, which is a VecU16, and the handle instance. Okay. So create window. Class name. Handle instance. Which way round are we doing things? Doing the instance first. Okay. So handle instance has to come in here. Which is going to be a H instance. And we're also going to need our class name. To come in here, and that's that vector vec. It's as pointer. I've been questioning myself about this for a while because I'm doing references. Yeah. Is that right? And we're going to have to return the H wind, which is H wind. So returning the window handle. Okay, that looks okay. Return the window handle to the user. And that's just handle for the window. Okay. That's roughly part of it. It's going to get a lot more messy than that, isn't it? Yep, it certainly is in a minute or two. So create the window would be let the handle for the window equal whatever we put down here. Create window. Which takes the handle instance and the class name. Oh, it puts it in for me, that's very kind. There we go. The handle window isn't used. Alright, we'll just tell it that it's unused for a minute or two. I'll just shut that thing up. And that should still work. We're not using FFIC void anymore, because I changed it over. Interesting. That's interesting. Do I trust it? No, not really. Okay. So now we've split up our data from functionality. Have we done the same here? No, we haven't. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3 parts of data, and then we've got a registration. So this is wrong. The registration should be somewhere else. And these are the kinds of things that I look at and you're thinking, does it matter? Does it matter how all these things are done? Absolutely it does. So we've got the Windows class. And we're taking that in by reference. And it is a what? I've got to be careful. This might not work. We'll try. Does it need to return anything? I don't think so. That goes in there. There is more to do here. Because that returns an atom, I believe. Well, it returns something. We should be checking it. WC, yeah. Doesn't like it. Mismatch. There we go. Done. Not sure about that. But hey ho. We'll see if it works. So here we should really be saying register the window class. And we just pass in WC, don't we? Yeah. Alright. So gather data, call a function with your data. Gather data, call your function with the data. That's a little bit better. Alright, I'm starting to feel a bit happier about this. Yeah, that's better. So if you've ever done functional programming, this is part of that design. I don't use functional programming, but I understand why they do it this way. What you'll find usually, if you have undefined behavior within your program, that it is data that is being corrupted. And that data is being corrupted because the functionality is causing something called an unwanted side effect. And I think I should do a piece on side effects, because the idea of a functionality area is to create an intentional side effect like this. That's an intentional side effect. The side effect is we are writing data to the operating system. Well, in this case we're not, we're just, yes we are. This is just a pure function. There's no side effect on that. But there is at the operating system's end, because it alters the way things are done and it shows the window. So yeah, everything has a side effect that's got a function in it. Everything that's got data in it should not have a side effect. So nowhere in here should we alter data. Sorry. Nowhere in here should we actually alter the data. We don't alter these two. We create them. We don't alter them. They're not mutable. And that's, in Rust, it helps you with this immutable and mutable thingy that goes on. If something becomes mutable within a data gathering area, you really should be careful. Right. So that's not a reference because we want ownership to pass over. Okay. Alright, and that should pass ownership over, but I don't trust it. This could be a problem. Are we closer to our final product? Yeah, the only thing that I don't like is this. If I take that out, I can take that out and that semicolon out, and it's done. I don't need that variable then. Yeah. But it's a function. And I can't really put it in here, can I? No. Yeah. That's what this is what I mean. Involves a new object where a slice will do. It's creating a new object. Now, yes, I told you I wasn't happy with it. It isn't. It isn't that. It is that. So is it passing vectors by reference? Expected vec 16, found that. And, oh yes, sorry, my bad. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Alright. Nice. So it's picking up on my silliness. Lovely. Okay, we're alright. Always use Clippy. I found it invaluable. Right. Lovely. So, create a window. We've done that. That is now a tick. Make the window usable. Ah, we haven't done that. Okay. So, how do we want to use this? We've got a window being created. Yeah, we've got a window being created. That's a definite. 100% definite. It's a horrible flashy thing. And this is where it becomes interesting, because now we've got the code. I've cleaned it up a little bit. Could do with a few notes here. I'm thinking about putting a to-do in. 1 second. We don't have any. Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Right, use cases. Make it usable. This is what we've got. What do we really want? Oh, I want to change this as well, don't I? This window thingy here. So that it's not the same. Let's find out. Let's find out. So, Game Studio. This is where we're going to be using this code. And under our application, let me just increase that. Under our application, how do we want to create a window? That's the main loop. Here we go. So we want to create a window using the width, the height, title. I've put max FPS here, but we've taken that out and put that in delta time. Width, height and title. Okay, we can do that. What did I call? I called it system. Okay, we can do that as well. Let's do both. So we're looking at this here, aren't we? Alright. And that's called system. We've got some data here. And what we want to do is use it. It's not public. This is a test piece. So I'll just put it as const. We want to be able to write... let's just change this as well. Rename. We'll call that system. Yeah, okay. Mod system, okay. Where's it gone? Oh, it's gone up here now. Pub self window. Ah, right, okay. That's system. No, it's not. This was the problem. We can get rid of that. That's rubbish. That should match. Okay. Alright, things are catching up now. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We haven't stored anything. Yeah, you're fine. You should be fine. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I want to add this. This kind of thing here. And it's like a cascade effect. As soon as we say, hey, we want to be able to type in this here. So, window title. Comma. Window width. And no, I want width first, don't I? I like the title last. Height. This is the beauty of keeping data separate. Window title, we'll pop in there. So that's what we want. Of course, it's an error because that doesn't exist, does it? Okay. So that's what we want. So under window here, which is what? Yeah, that's right, structure window. Okay, that's what we want. We're calling window create. So window create. It doesn't really give us that option. So let's give ourselves that option. So what do we have here? We have width. And that is a U32. We can't use a U32. We have to use an... If you don't know, you don't know, dear. The API, the Windows API, doesn't use a U32. It uses an integer value. Why it uses an integer value, I don't know. But it does. It's an i32 peeps. Can we just copy it over? Yeah. Yes, we can. Okay. HIGHT. Again, that's an i32. And we're going to need a title. What do we take this in as? And str, I think. Yeah, that's right. And of course they're unused. Oh. This is going to be sent through, passed on to our API. So we're okay with this bit now. Alright. That sounds okay. So on our Windows 32 API here, we want to be passing this on. Really, we want to be putting in width, height, and title. You can see this is going to get messy. Whoa! Alrighty. And of course, it comes up with an error. So if we go over to our Win32 window, implementation of Win32, we've got create. Oh, look. We just really want this. It's a straight pass through. This isn't good. So this is now correct. Okay. But now we've got a width, height and title. You can see what's coming up next, can't you? Yeah, it's here. It's finally happened. We're going to split this one down, I think. We're going to need, you guessed it, width, height, and title. We'll want to create our window using whatever the user has said, hey, this is what I want. And you'll see now that that is an i32. Because it tells me here it's an i32. Yeah, I already knew that, but hey ho. So this is now wrong. Ooh. Let's start splitting this down then. I'm just going to put a comma there for a sec. It's a straight pass through. Just going to copy it over. That's one of the beauties about doing straight pass-throughs, is you can do that. I just don't like it being this long. So I'm just going to split it down. Not sure whether it'll let me do that or not. But if I save that, they're not used. Oh. So, there's your title. So let's pop that in there. Is that allowed? Yeah, of course it is. There's your width. And there's your height. Yeah. So we've now given the user of our code the ability to set their own variables, and I think that's important. Does that work? Dunno. We're going to find out. I don't know what it's going to do. We're going to try format document. Oh, says to me. It's kept that one. Okay. That's how Rust wants it to be typed. Fine. Who am I to argue, huh? We'll check our modifications. Yeah. Works. And we were able to get rid of that clippy allow by changing this over to system. So I'm a lot happier that we got rid of that. Just format the document. Everything else hasn't changed, has it? No. But now we can use it. So have we made it usable? Yeah. We've got our data separate. We've got our functionality. Yeah, that's all separated out. Have we separated everything else out before I go any further? No way. Yes, we have. We did that one as well. Wow. That's very important. Register class W. Brings back an atom. It's funny, it means something slightly different these days, doesn't it, in atomic? Variable. That's a word. In those days they just called it a word. Nowadays it's bite-sized. Maybe. Yeah, atomic variables. Right, I think we're okay. There's nothing in types, there's nothing in libs, functions. Those are okay now. Yeah, we've still got that. That's fine. Events is what we're doing next. We're going to be ignoring this. This is just a placeholder. This isn't final code. I've just put a placeholder in so that we can run the program. Just check our last module. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Now, if you did want to see the window, see what it looked like, you just put in a loop. There you go. Can't do anything with it. It says application. That's what we've asked it to put in. Can't do anything with it. We're burning up. Can't see. Look at that. Hang on while Windows reports the problem to Microsoft. There's no problem, you dozy Burke. We're not handling. So all of that functionality for the window. Can we get rid of some of this stuff now? Is here. Because we're not handling it, it's not going to do anything, is it? So, yeah, about that. Let's not run a loop until we've actually got some control over the window anyway. But that just shows you that the window is there and it is coming up with application. So if I... Actually, I'll leave it in. Just to show you that it's working, we can type in what is this? Win32 dev. Okay. So if we type in Win32 dev, we can show that everything's working nicely. And there you go. It says Win32 dev. Control C. Can we Control C? No, we can't. Let's go and send Microsoft a report. Can you close it, please, Windows? Just don't do this. There you go. You can have a report, Microsoft. Let's spam them. Let's spam them with false reports. Oh my god. Hey, I could get my own back on Microsoft, couldn't I? Don't go there. Just don't go there. Don't tempt me. So, we've cleaned up our code a little bit, but we need to do something about these events. Alright. I'm going to take that. We've made the window usable. Okay, we've done that. It's now usable to the user. It's not functional because we haven't really started this. Now, messages and events. This is what today is about, really. Messages and events. They're good stuff. How does it work? Anytime anything happens, the mouse moves when... Let's start back at the beginning. A window either has focus or it doesn't have focus. This window that we're in now has focus. So this is the window. That's your title bar. And it has focus. If we go outside of the window and we click on this window, you see that it went a different colour. That's got focus. Now it hasn't. You can still hover over things, notice. VS Code, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to highlight things and accept input. But every time you move your mouse inside a focused window, the operating system is sending to that window your mouse position. So when it's in focus, you can highlight things. When it's in focus, you can type into it. Input. Events like input. You've also got your controls like the close button, minimize, maximize, close buttons. But there's also a separate problem. The operating system also has its own controls, like Alt F4. You can use key codes or key combinations to maximize and minimize windows. You might use key combinations for tiling windows on your screen. You've also got this thing. This is the operating system. It's nothing to do with the window. So, when you're handling the messages from the operating system, you want to consume the ones that you want, but you also have to pass on and not block anything that the operating system may want. Lovely. So, a GUI application must respond to events from the user and from the operating system. Events from the user include all the ways that someone can interact with your program: mouse clicks, keystrokes, touch screens, gestures, and so on. Events from the operating system include anything outside of the program that can affect how the program behaves. For example, the user might plug in a new hardware or device. Yeah. Or Windows might enter a low power state, sleep, or hibernate. It better not. I know my speakers do that. Speaking of which, I haven't even turned them on. Haha. We are getting sound, aren't we? We are getting sound, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Okay. I didn't have my speakers turned on. Whoops. I should really. So, that gives you an overview of messages, the events that are thrown through. This window procedure is where we deal with the events from the operating system. And they're queued up for us by the operating system in an event queue. And we then have to pump the event queue and make sure that we check and empty that event queue every frame of our program, our application. So, events can occur at any time. One of the worst events is the mouse movement thingy. We don't know how we're going to deal with that yet. I don't even know how we're going to deal with input events yet. I've got an idea though. Windows uses a message passing model. The operating system communicates with your application window by passing messages to it. A message is simply a numeric code that designates a particular event. Well, we're used to that kind of thing, aren't we? We've been looking at numeric codes quite a lot, haven't we? So there's nothing unusual there. I'm guessing that we're going to have to put something in here, like MS for message, or Windows message, WM. Oh, it's WM. So the left mouse, the left button down for the mouse, WM underscore left button, yeah, and then it gives you a code. So it's this stuff here, kind of thing. Yeah, that's not bad. The message loop. Yeah, we have to loop through everything. Get all of those lovely, lovely messages. So for each thread that creates a window, the operating system creates a queue for the window messages. The queue holds messages for all the windows that are created on that thread. The queue itself is hidden from your program. You cannot manipulate the queue directly. However, you can pull a message from the queue by calling the getMessage function. Let's have a look at the getMessage function. Retrieves a message from the calling thread's message queue. The function dispatches incoming sent messages until a posted message is available for retrieval. Yeah, a pointer to a message. Great. Why doesn't it tell us here? That's blocking. Current thread. Huh? It doesn't actually say it. Does it say it in here? Function removes first message from the head of the queue. The queue is empty. The function blocks until another message is queued. In other words, whatever thread you use get message on stops, goes to sleep. Be careful. So we don't want to use get message, it's blocking. Get message functions like peek message, however, get message blocks until a message is posted. Yeah, there is also this function, peek message. We don't want A, we probably want W. Dispatches incoming non-queued messages, checks the thread messages queue for a posted message and retrieves a message if any exists. And it has different functionality. By default, all message types are processed. To specify that only certain message should be processed, specify one or more of the following values. Yeah, you can specify. But also note, messages are not removed from the queue after processing by peek message. Or PM remove, so a 0 or a 1, messages are removed from the queue after processing by peek message. Do we remove them or not remove them? There's a choice. But we're going to have to use this one. The funny thing is, it's telling us about this here. Window messages, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with what we're about to do, which is translate message and dispatch message. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. So we have to go through them, probably in a while loop. Yeah, don't actually write your loop this way. I agree. While one is dangerous. So there is a post quit message. We post that for when we're shutting down. Alright. So we take a message, well, we create a message, we get, well, that's blocking, so I'll have to use peek message. We don't want to take it out of the queue at this point. Or do we? Alright. I'm a bit dubious about this. Do we want to take it out of the queue at this point? And yes. I think we do. This function removes the first message from the head of the queue. Yes, so we do. And that's why I needed to look to see what those things were on peak message. So post, yeah, it becomes false and the program breaks out the loop. Yeah. So the posting of the quit message, we can put in events here. Because how this works is we translate a message, and the translation is for the input. It needs to translate it into something that's probably usable. Dispatch message sends it to this function, window procedure. Tells the operating system, hey, we want it over here, so that we can deal with it. So posted messages versus sent messages. Okay. Don't really want to deal with that yet. So we need this piece of code here. My question is, how do we want to deal with it? Because we're looking at this. Can we get rid of the loop, please? Yes, we can. Just for a second. We could hold it in here. I don't want to hold it in here. So if we write this with get message, we'll be fine holding it here. It'll still null out and shut down. I think we're going to let it do that for a second. Alright. I don't want that loop in there. This is where we have to be careful, because as you saw, it's just going to crash on the operating system side until we can get ourselves writing the window procedure, which is next. Yeah, they do it the wrong way around, I know. How do I want to use that? We don't say in here, do we? No, we don't. Keyboard and mouse. Okay, that means there's an input here. Window.pol event is your answer. That's what we want to write. Then we have an event system. I've also got keyboard events. Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So that's what this poll event thing is doing. So that's events from the window controller, the operating system. Alright, so to get that, we're going to need a poll event. So what we're looking for here is app dot poll event, isn't it? Yeah. Looking for that. I'm using SFML as a guide. So that's all we're really looking for. At this stage. How are we going to do that? So we need to go to our window. And we need poll event as a public function. App is a window. What are we returning? Okay, it doesn't know about it. We do have access. Or do we? We've got a quick fix going on. Use associated functions syntax, window : poll event. Ah. I'm not sure I want to do it that way round. Huh. That's interesting. I don't want to take shortcuts either. I'm interested to see how this works out. That poll event. I don't want this code in here. The candidate is defined in an implementation for the type window. Yeah, I know it is. Make an item visible to others. Yeah, I know. Okay. This again is going to be a pass-through. But we've got nowhere to pass it through to. That could cause a problem. We're going to have to store this Win32 window. Aren't we? Method polyvent not found for this structure. Really? It's here. Okay. Oh. Which one is that? Is it capital? Yeah, probably. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that works now. Good. Good, 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 good. Alright, so we're getting there. That's what it meant. I'm going to keep you out of it for a second then. I know I'm going to have to keep it in here, but I'm just going to keep it out for a second. Right. This... we can't. We do need it. We can't not have it. Damn you. Damn you. What... We need a name for this. We need a name. And it matters. I can't call it Win32 window. I'm just going to call it window, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna happen now. Ask the OS to create a window. Okay. This comes in as a Win32 underscore window. And it's a window column. Okay. Nice. Because we need it here. Because this is self dot window dot something. Pol. We'll call it, I guess, for now. I'm tempted. No, it's not going to be called that, is it? Let's have a look at our window. Find out. We've got to create what we're going to have here is a public function. I think we're going to call it Win32 poll, possibly. Yeah. Something like that. Again, it's a straight pass through, but not quite. There's going to be others. This is going to get modified, I think. That's gathering data, that's fine. There's no functionality there. There's no, well, not really any functionality here. Alright, so we managed to get through, so we don't need you anymore. We don't need you anymore. We've got a problem here. How do we get to the event system? I want to keep the event system separate from the Windows system. Is that a good idea? I can put this code in here. I'm not sure I want to. I think I want a proper event system here. This is why I'm a little bit uncertain about this thing here. What I'm thinking is pub function poll. Yeah, we'll do that for a second. And self. We're not going to be returning anything for a second. We could do that. Don't think this should be a part of it. It's not really part of the implementation of our system. This doesn't belong here. That's going to be a Win32 events. Yeah. So I've taken it out of the implementation. You're probably wondering, why would I want to do that? we're going to need an event class. So I'm thinking let's have one. Yeah. And that's just going to be Win32 event. Ugh. But I want to put a default on that, don't I? Or do I want a new? There's nothing in it at the moment. So shall we just put a default on it? Why is this so difficult to work out? Because I'm trying to think of the future and what we're going to store in there and the reason why I want it. I'm going to be using this as a storage for events, a stack, possibly even a queue. We might be, we might not be. Especially for keyboard input and mouse input, because we're going to need to know this kind of thing. What this discovers, we can record within here. And that's why I want it. It'll give me options when programming later. Yeah. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Yum, 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 yum. Okay. I can't remember how to do it. How do we do traits? Why am I struggling? Because it's too early in the morning, that's why. No, not that one. Oh, it's derive. Okay. So it's derive. I want default. Okay. We'll pop that in for a second because I'm not sure how I'm going to be using it. It's probably a bad way of doing it then, isn't it? That should now come up with the default. Yeah. Okay. Right, I'm going to get rid of these. So, events. That's going to be a Win32 event. Yeah. Event class. You're going in here. Okay, events is now not used. So we should now be able to type in self dot events dot poll. That sets us up for a possible expansion later into an event system. Am I happy with that? Now you can see why I wanted to separate out create window, all of this gumph here, because this part of the implementation is setting everything up. Okay, that makes it easier to work with. Alright, so we now have the start of an event system, and here I want this code. Do we have a messaging system? No, we don't. How are we going to put a messaging system in? What is MSG? There's your clue. Make sure I haven't messed up here. MSG means nothing to me. Oh God. And fills in the MSG structure. That's what it is. Type def struct tag MSG. Ooh, I don't like that. I see. MSG, NPMSG. I think we just call it MSG. We need a structure for it. Really, don't we? We need a structure. I don't think I want the word tag on it. That's just going to confuse the hell out of me. Okay. So it's not a type def. It's going to be a public. Okay. It's a C representation. Alright. I don't really think I want this lot here for now. So we'll take that off. We'll give it an unsafe implementation. Probably a good idea. Right, what do we got here? All right. That's basically the conversion, isn't it? Yeah. So we just need to convert it over from C++ by the looks of this. Can we just get rid of these? Time. Okay. It's going to be awkward. Ah. Bad fingers. So, let's just do that. Worparam. Is that one? Lerparam. Long. So we've got a wide. We've got the long param. Time is a D word. Have we got D word? We have. That's nice. Point is a point. I don't think we've got that one, have we? No, we haven't. What is a point? Isn't a point a structure? Interesting. Okay, we don't have a point. That doesn't exist. Private, a long private is a D word. That's fine. Right, we need a point. These aren't used. Snake case. Oh, I've been putting it in. Okay. Okay, everything's happy with me. I've actually been putting snake case in. Alright, we'll continue the snake case then. Uppercase acronyms. Yeah, that's for these. Okay. We'll follow that. We need a point. Type, point, the cursor position in screen coordinates when the message was posted. Hey, look what we found. Is that public? Huh. Good question. Good question. Don't think I want you for now. We will take an unsafe implementation though. We'll put you in as a point. Is it just X and Y? Looking like it. Do we have long? We don't. We do now. You can see how this builds up anyway. How are we doing? X and Y are not used. Okay, fields in instruct, blah 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 blah. Are never read. Really? But we've now got a point. So this structure's working. This structure is never read. And I need coffee. Do we bother about that? We may have to. I don't want to change this. No, I'm going to keep those as clippies for now. I'll tidy that up when we need, if we need to. Oh, wait a minute. Let's pop you in. There we go. Aha, you see, it's because I've forgotten that it's C. Alright, that's cleaned it up. So this is our C code. That looks okay. it means we can now create a message. Do I need that public? Don't know. This brings us back as a structure. I don't think we need. No, we don't. Requirements. That's right. There's no library for that. Which means we should now be able to write this code here. I'm hoping. Shall we write it in its entirety? We're following this as it gives it. Oh, hell. Alright. Let's try this out. So let's... Mutable message. We're just going to use whatever they give us here. Equal MSG and we need functions for that. Okay, MSG. What do you want? Use struct literal syntax instead. That's a struct literal. Consider using the default trait. We can't. Oh yes, we can. We put a default on it. Okay. And that's why I needed that strange C-type default to set the memory. So that'll call that and reset the memory on it. Yeah, that'll work. Liking that. So while something get message. We're going to use get message, aren't we? Okay. So this is its thingy. It returns a bool. And it's in the user32 library, which is here. User32 library. Okay, so we need a public function. It's get message. It's provided to us by this library. It's got an LP message which is out. Do we have an LP message? I don't think we does. LP message. We don't. What is that? LP message came from message, didn't it? It's that one there. It's a pointer to the message. Okay, so we need a pointer to the message. That's going to be interesting. It's a long pointer message. Ooh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So, LP MSG. According to me, is a pointer to the message. Message and Windows class. Alright. Can we change that into just an asterisk for now, please, whilst we're trying to develop this? Thanks. Add mute or const here. Really? Okay. Next, we want the hwind, which is normal. That's just hwind. We know that one. We've got very used to hwind, the handle for the window. Oh, what is this? W message, a wide message, MSG. Word message? Filter min. Okay. Filter min. What we're going to... That's a uint. Oh, well, that's easy enough. We can do that. I'm really not certain about this. I'm going to double check myself on this one. Then we've got a W message filter max. That's also a uint. Okay. This gives rise to a bool, so we'll pop u in. And I think we're okay. It's saying, yeah. It's saying yes to that line. I'm hesitating. I am hesitating. I'm going to look at my reference material. Have I got it all in one source here? Maybe. And mute message. Reference. Got you. So yeah, I'm glad I checked now. Rust is slightly different about its pointers. Okay. I'm glad I checked that. We can break that down, can we? Okay. We'll try breaking that one down because it is a bit long. be nice if we could actually see things. I can break it down like that. See if it'll accept that. It does. Alright. That's fine. Can we not break this one down? This one's a bit long as well. Just out of interest. Nope. So what is the difference between that and that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if it's just the length that it gets to here. I don't understand how it's formatting the document. There seems to be a maximum length that it'll go to before it'll allow this. Alright. Fair enough. A little bit strange. We've got get message. Not that I want to use it, but hey ho, we've got it. So we can now use it. Okay, we're going to need translate message and dispatch message as well. You got dispatch message here. Where's translate? Why don't you give me translate? To save myself some time, I'm just going to steal them, I think. Okay, I know the libraries. So yeah, I do put peak mess. Oh, I'll put NA in. Oh dear. So I'm going to steal the translate message, which is in the same. We'll take that one. And we're going to need dispatch message as well. I just don't really want to be looking them up when I've already done it before. You can tell I've done it before. Yeah, I know. So that's what those two look like. So translate message is an LP message, star const this time. Yeah, why is it different? I've got an inconsistency going on here. Using stars on this one, and we're using and on that one. How the hell am I supposed to convert stuff if there's an inconsistency? Yeah, we're using stars with the consts, and we're using ands with the normals. This is going to get so confusing when I start converting stuff over that I haven't researched. Oh god. And believe me, I went through quite a lot of stuff on the net, on Google, to find these. Alright. We'll go with it for now. My understanding is that that is a pointer to a constant area of memory, which means they can't mutate it. translate message gives a bool back. This gives the L result back. Gotcha, I know what's going on. It's just awkward. Alright, so we've got our get message, we've got our translate message and dispatch message. That's a good start. We might actually be able to write this now. Oh, we've got a null. Alright, we've got a null. Every time I see a null, I just go, ah! Think we worked that one out, that it was a strange thing from the Rust library that we can use for null. Alright. We'll try that out. We'll double check it back with the reference material once we've got it. But I do need to put the kettle on. We're at the 2 hour mark, aren't we? Yeah. Alright, so it's going to be a small break here whilst we get some coffee. Got some interesting ideas on how I can use this little piece of code. And I've got a feeling if we intercept the message between the translate and the dispatch, we can probably do a keyboard input or a key pressed. Record a key pressed between those 2 lines of code. So if there's no messages, it stops and continues. Okay. So I'll go through the while loop only whilst there are messages. Does that work? Theoretically. If your mouse doesn't move. Putting the kettle on. We're up to the message events. Interesting thing about this is that this doesn't make the window function at all. This is just going to pump the message queue. So this is yeah, a message pump really, isn't it? This isn't actually handling the messages. That's what the window procedure does. So this isn't going to change our program. It's just going to set up the message pump. Gotcha. That's awkward. Let's make this coffee. We'll set this up so that we're ready to do the Windows procedure. Yeah, I'm going to make me coffee. I actually don't think this will work. All right. I think I'm getting a bit better, or more used to converting from C to Rust. I don't think I'm very good at it yet. So, get message. It tells us that we need to put all of this stuff in. So we want an and, so it's a long pointer, yeah. So we want and message, MSG. Alright. We would like a null. Interesting. We can try. Really? We don't want one of you. And we don't want one of you. Okay. And that's got to be greater than 0. Okay. And it really doesn't like it. Okay. Yeah. Expected and mute message found and message. I don't agree with that. Okay. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean it's wrong. That's a lovely long line. It's accepting it. Okay. So it's just asking for 2 lines of code here. That one, which is and message. Unsafe function. Okay. And dispatch message, which again is and message. Quick fix. Lovely. Lots and lots of unsafe code. Dealing with operating systems. Isn't it wonderful? We could make them safe. There's no return values on these, is there? Oh yes, there is. 1 second. Yeah, we can't make that safe. No, if it's returning a bool, then definitely can't make it safe because it sounds as though it can error. Okay. Well, not error, but return false. That should be it. There's a lot more to learn about message queues, about posting messages and sent messages. Posting a message means the message goes on the message queue, where sending a message means the message skips the queue and the operating system calls the window procedure directly. So yeah, we don't have full control over this call, this window procedure. The operating system can call it directly. This should not, and I repeat, not affect our program in any way because we're still not handling the messages. Right. And we got it right. Oh my God. Have we crashed the system? Probably. Linking failed to accept. Yeah, okay. We've got a link error, finally. At long last. So it gives us all of this garbage. Get message referenced in function. Blah, blah, blah. Fatal error link, unresolved externals. Why is it mutable? It's giving me an error on here. So this isn't right. What it's saying is that this doesn't exist within user 32. Check our library. User 32. Okay, we're in the right library. I wonder if I have to use the LP message format. Did I get this bit right? I did. Well, according to this I did. Doesn't mean it's right. Really doesn't mean it's right. So that's creating the window. This is my very, very first attempt at this, and I don't think it's right. I didn't put the while loop in, I know that. I don't think I want the while loop. The while loop's going to really mess us up. I don't like this. And I certainly don't obviously like the while loop. Let's see what's causing the link error. It's a pointer. We're sending a reference, which should be okay. Ooh. Because it's an out variable, which means it can be altered. Yes, it can be altered because that's where the message is coming from. So it has to be mutable. Otherwise it can't work. Interesting. Very interesting. So that part's mutable, this part isn't. That's correct. I see. We would need a message result to go in there, otherwise this possibly will crash. It's just going to send a 0 through, isn't it? Well, that works. So it is get message that is the problem. Okay. Let's just try a different approach. So that was my original. this is a full working version. I've used the same thing. Have I typed in something wrong? It's so blooming hard to tell with these. Yeah, no, it's not being used. La 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 la. Oh, don't start this again. Give me my blooming window. Windows, you're so useless. Checking everything. Oh, they're not public. That matters. It's got no access. Doesn't help, does it? We didn't give the operating system any access to the items that was sent it, so it couldn't. It just gave up on us, I bet. Interesting. Okay. I don't think it matters which order I put them in, does it? Shouldn't do. This is why we double check things. Okay. Interesting. Nope. Okay. It's saying that this is wrong. It's this. Possibly. Okay. I don't like that. Null mute. It's right. There we go, we can't link it with our library. This is going to take a little bit of research, isn't it? Is that using core pointer? It's using standard pointer. Not sure I understand. Standard pointer null mute. Hold the phone. I smell something dodgy. And I'm using core pointers. I think we should be using a standard. There may be a difference. Then again, maybe not. I'm using core pointers here, not standard. Okay, let's see if we can generate some different errors. No, it's just the events thingy that's buggering up. Damn you! Symbol, implement get message referenced in function, blah 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 blah, fatal error on the linker. Okay. Linker errors are next to impossible to work out. And it's that line that's doing it, which means this is wrong. Yeah, everything that I'm looking at tells me I've done this right. That's slightly annoying, isn't it? It may be the use case. Please tell me it's not the use case. First thing you do is split it off. Okay, we'll split it off. It's an i32. Well, that's fine. So if it's greater than 0, to complete the while loop, Godfathers, some nice bad coding going on here. We have to get the next message. Okay, you don't want your brackets. Fine. Okay. That's exactly the same as what I had before. Doopy doopy dum dum dum. Get message W. Stupid me. I copied it out of here, didn't I? Okay. Alright. Fine. It doesn't match. So we're using that one there. Aren't we? Yes, we are. There is a W. Retrieves a message from calling threads message queue. Function dispatches, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Unlike get message, yeah. It's exactly the same thing, isn't it? But with a W at the end. I hate life. Yeah, we were using the wrong function. Oh, and it works now. But what doesn't work is our program doesn't shut down. Control C, isn't it? Yep. So our program isn't shutting down because I left a loop in, maybe? No, because we're polling the events. So what's happening here is it's not coming out of that message queue. Yeah. Interesting. So this isn't working. Why is it not working? Do you think? Do you think? Add unsafe block. Okay, so why doesn't that ever equal 0? There's your question. It's nice that it's a nice little loop that's going to keep the window on the screen for us whilst we work out what we're going to do about our events, but this events doesn't work. It's an unexpected result. It never gets to 0 events. Let's see if it will do it from there. Yeah, the mouse pointer's buggered. Nope. That don't work. So, that's where we're up to. We do now have this working. Now we've got the right thing. The W, why did we need to change it to W? Quite simple, really. Because we created an extended window with the wide capability, the word for the wide thingies. So we have to use the corresponding get message. Yeah. Clever, isn't it? So all we need to really work out now is how to get all of this working so that when we close the window we can shut the program down properly. What I want to do now is also put in a print line here. I'll just put what we're going to put in here. Application shutdown. So we've got no looping going on here. Now remember that I kept taking it out. This is why. Because at this point we're testing the functionality of the API and how the API is working. And if we look at what they tell us it's doing, don't think it's doing the same thing as what we want to do. So as long as getMessage returns a non-zero value, the expression in the while loop evaluates to true. After you call postQuitMessage, the expression becomes false. Oh. We're missing postQuitMessage and breaks out of the loop. One interesting result of the behavior is that your window procedure never receives a WM quit message. It's talking about the window procedure and we haven't even got there. It's next. So we're missing a post-quit message. And that goes in here. Goes in this function. Fine. Therefore, you do not have to have a case statement for this message in your window procedure. Why are you talking about the window procedure, Microsoft, when we haven't got that far? The next obvious question is when to call postQuitMessage. We'll return to this question in the topic closing the window. But first we have to write our window procedure. Yeah. So that's the next step. We have to finally write our window procedure. And I've got this fake one just hanging around. So I've got a head start on them there. So this tutorial is useful if you've read through everything. I already knew this, but you know, so that's Windows messages complete. It wasn't very helpful, was it? Although it does give us all this stuff and translate message. Translates virtual key messages into character messages. The character messages are posted to the calling thread's message queue to be read the next time the thread calls get message or peak message. We do have to swap over to peak message. Because of this. And we've got this virtual key thing to deal with. That's going to be interesting. So we're now up to the stage of writing the window. When you're going through or reading this, click on them all. If you see these links, click on them and read them. Avoiding bottlenecks in your window procedure. We haven't even written it and are giving us avoiding bottlenecks. It's unbelievable, to be honest. A bit gobsmacked. So we've got WM quit. We haven't even got a WM, have we? No. We don't even have WMs yet, window messages. We haven't even got that far. Loving it. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So as you can see, learning the Windows 32 API from Microsoft's information. The Windows 32 API is simple and straightforward. I hope you've realised that by now. All you do is you type point is more private than the item blah 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 PT. Okay. Fine. Not any longer. Okay. Why did it take so long for that to come up? All you do is you take a structure, you complete whatever information you want in a structure, and then you call a function to deal with that structure. So I'm going to go back to the analogy of a restaurant, in that you are sat at a table, you tell the waiter what you want by filling in a structure. The waiter will then go away to the kitchens, the operating system, tell whoever is in charge of the kitchen what is required. They go away and sort it out for you, or out for the waiter. They then give whatever it is that's been ordered to the waiter, and the waiter comes back to you with the result. And that's how all of this works. What is this thing all about? Well, the window procedure is required because the operating system has to be able to inform your window of different things that are nothing to do with your program. The operating system has control over your window, full stop. To give it control over your window, we have a Windows procedure. This has got nothing to do with us. We can't program from here as much as I'd like to, as we're going to find out. We never get in contact with this, but at the same time we still have to handle things like what they're talking about down here at the bottom, the quit message. We still have to post a quit message, otherwise this will never equal 0 and it'll just hang in here. And they're telling us this. which is very nice of them, because obviously if somebody writes up to here and runs the program, it just hangs, and they're thinking they've done something wrong. They haven't, they just haven't completed this Windows procedure. Why they left this till next, I don't know. They should have written this first. This should be the first thing you write. I find that strange, the order in which they've done things. But hey ho, it's not my code. So we've got massive amounts of changes. We've changed how we're doing bits and pieces. I think I like this code a little bit better. I haven't got any notes in here. I'll think about that. Our code has changed, it's evolved. So this is what? The Win32 events. Win32 message pump. That's what this is. To be honest. I'm going to have to put API there. So that's your Windows 32 API message pump. By a message pump, I mean it's going through the messages. I think I'm going to put an intercept in here. And it's dispatching the messages through to your Windows procedure. Your Windows procedure should be dealing with these messages and any messages coming directly from the operating system. And we'll do that next. Okay. And at that stage, we should have a functional window. Oh, I've got sound. That's nice. So here, message events. Well, yeah, we did it. Am I happy with it? Not really. Not really. I'm going to take some time out now to review this code and see whether I've implemented it properly. I've got a feeling that this might not be the best. This might not be the best way of doing it. But I hope I've also shown how we've been able to add our data, how we've been able to poll events and jump it through to the Windows 32 API. Yeah, okay, I'm not happy with it all. But it's so incomplete. This create window's more complete. I do need to review that as well. That library's done. Functions is now correct. Type seems okay. I do need to review what the alterations here with the create window being separated out. But this does make a little bit more sense now. Yeah. And we do have an event system with a pass-through. Not sure how we're going to handle this in future, because we have the option of saying different things here, but how do we get that information from here? Yeah. That's going to be the big question. How do we get the information from here? We can't. because at the end of the day we're going to program this to operate our window, and that's it. That'll be done. We're just going to put it to one side and forget about it. What we probably have to look at is this. If we can get this working and get messages to return as 0 and close our program, we can take this while loop out. Yep. And start working on this properly. And throw away get message. Okay. Those are my thoughts. That is the start of an event system. We have completed creating a window. We've made the window usable to the user. And we have the beginnings of our event system. Okay, and on that note, I need to give this a bit more thought. This is a bonus stream, so I'll pop it up tomorrow on YouTube. And I'll think about what I want to do on Thursday. Do I want to continue this, or do I want to continue? I think I want to continue this until we actually get a workable window. And complete the, well, a basic event. Alright, so in the meantime, I'd like you all to take care. Thank you very much for popping by. And enjoy. Go have fun.